What is going on, guys? It is your boy Simon here, back in the video, and today we'll be doing my top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL here. As you guys know, last video we did top 10 receivers, and we'll be doing every single position group in the NFL before the season starts. I am super excited about this series. I have so much fun doing these top 10 lists, so much fun with them, and I like seeing what you guys have in your top 10, so please make sure to comment your top 10 down below. Comment any suggestions, any recommendations, what position groups you guys want to see next. It really helps me. I appreciate the feedback, guys, and make sure to subscribe. We are so close to 400 subs. We're at 372 right now at the time of this video, and I really would love to hit that. It only takes 2 seconds and it's free, and it really would make my day, guys. But besides that, I'm not going to waste any of your guys' time, and we're going to get straight into this video right now. At this honorable mention spots, we have Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff, and Jordan Love. If you guys have any comments why these guys are honorable mentions, just comment down below and I will tell you why. But getting into this number 10 spot, we have Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has been an absolute stud ever since stepping in for Jimmy Garoppolo. Last year, he threw for over 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns to 11 interceptions with a 7% TD rate. That's great, man. His long was 76 yards, and he averaged 9.6 yards per attempt. You know, he had a 113 quarterback rating with a QBR of a 72.8. Absolutely phenomenal season. He really leads this 49ers offense. He's a great field general, and you know, he does his job, man. He may not be the sexiest player, but he makes some great plays. He can run too, man. He's just an absolute dog for them, and he's really a great leader. You know, he has a bunch of weapons to work with, which does definitely help, and he was in the MVP conversation for a while, I think, until that Ravens game last year where he absolutely shit the bed. But besides that, it's gonna be interesting to see how he keeps developing, because he's still a young quarterback and he definitely has a lot more time in his career. So it's going to be very interesting because he's only 24. So it's going to be interesting to see how he develops over the time and see if he can really develop into a great quarterback, which he is on the borderline of being one, but we will see over time. Coming in at this number 9 spot, we have Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins. He's a very interesting player because he is very hated or loved. He definitely has some elite skills, and he also has some not elite skills. You know, first of all, he's very injury prone, and he does not have the strongest arm in the world, but he makes up for that with his elite accuracy and elite anticipation. A lot of the Dolphins' offense is through anticipation and, you know, throwing in the right spots at the right time, quick releases, all that stuff, and that stuff Tua does very well. Last year, he threw for 4,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Interception rate of a 2.5. You know, he had a long of 78 yards. His yards per attempt were 8.3. So he definitely had a great year. His rating was a 101, and his QBR was a 60.8. 2022, his QBR and rating were higher, but he did not throw for as many of yards. But this year, he actually played in every single game, which is crazy to think about because he was a very injury-prone guy. It would get a little scary, you know, being a Dolphins fan, because I am a Dolphins fan, but you know, you're scared for Tua, man. You do not want him to get hurt because he's a great player at the end of the day. Watching him, seeing what he can do, man, he can really make this offense work. He has elite accuracy, and him and Tyreek Hill just go together like yin and yang, and they're just such a dynamic duo together. Tua has to be on this list, though, just because of the fact is he just led the league in passing yards, and, man, he just getting better. He keeps getting better and better. He's been less injury-prone each year, and he's just looked like a better quarterback every single year, and he keeps improving, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do next year. I think that next year, like, he hasn't got the contract yet, and I think he's going to get that contract. I think he's going to absolutely tear up the league next year, and that's always at this number 9 spot. Coming in at number 8, we have Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford's had an interesting career. You know, he was on Detroit for all that long, then he goes to LA, wins a Super Bowl, and now he's just getting older, and he's aging like fine wine, to say the least. You know, last year I didn't really have the highest expectations for him. You know, his offensive line was very young and inexperienced. And then, you know, Cooper Kupp also gets hurt. Cooper Kupp didn't play, I think, week 1, I'm pretty sure. And Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell go out there and have crazy games. And Puka Nacua has a crazy year last year. He really helped Puka Nacua in his first year. He helped him develop, and he helped get him the rock, and he fed Puka Nacua. He also fed Cooper Kupp when Cooper Kupp played. And he's kept it going. He really helped this offense. I love the thing about Matthew Stafford is he's so tough. He's so tough. He has a great arm, great accuracy, great anticipation. He really has it all. You know, he is a little injury prone sometimes, but he will play. He will try his hardest to play. And he's just a great quarterback all around, great leader. And he's just great, man. I love Matthew Stafford. I love watching him play. You know, he's definitely going to be one I miss when he retires, but he has to be on this top 10, especially after he led that team. CJ Stroud absolutely shocked me last year, and that's why he's at this number 7 spot. He absolutely had a fantastic rookie year, 23 touchdowns to 5 interceptions with an interception rate of 1% and a touchdown rate of 4.6. He had a completion percentage of 63.9. He had a long of 75 yards, and his rating was 100.8, and his QBR was a 57.5. He had a great year. You know, he threw for 4,000 yards as a rookie. Great year, man. Played in almost every game. He just has it, dude. Like, I was really hesitant because, honestly, I don't like Ohio State quarterbacks. But he just came in there and proved me so wrong. His arm is absolutely electric. Smart football player, too. He knows what he's doing. He knows every single coverage. He knows how to read defense. He's a great leader, too. He's one of the best leaders in the NFL. And he really just showed up. He also has an amazing receiving core next year with Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins. You know, they're definitely going to be some dogs, dude. He also has Dalton Schultz and Brevin Jordan in there. And Joe Mixon, by the way. So it's going to be very interesting to see this Texans team. They have potential to win their division here. You know, they are going to be a great team. And CJ Stroud's going to continue to get better. He only did that as a rookie. Wait till he gets older, dude. He's just developing. He's just starting out now. If he keeps on this pace, he easily has a chance to be the best quarterback in the NFL. Coming in at this number 6 spot, we have Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott gets hated on a lot, but he's actually a really good player. Last year, he played in every single game. He had a record of 12-5 with 410 completions, 69.5 completion percentage, 4,516 yards, and 36 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. A great season, man. Absolutely phenomenal. His yards per attempt was 7.7. He averaged 265 yards per game. But, man, Dak he just has it all. He has a great arm, great accuracy, smart player, great leader. He can actually move if he has to, which you don't see of a lot, but he has a great pocket awareness. That was a very hard word for me to say for some odd reason, but he can move. He knows what to do. Great leader, like once I said, man, he has it all. It just thing about Dak is he plays for the Cowboys, so he tends to get hated on a lot. And if he was on any other team, if he was on your favorite team, you would love him. But he's a great player, man. Him and CeeDee Lamb go together very well. He makes players better than they really are. I'm not saying CeeDee Lamb, but he makes a lot of these guys better than they really are. He throws to some no-names sometimes. But he has great ball placement, especially his deep ball placement. I really love Dak's deep ball placement. It's insane. He just has an absolute cannon on him. And he can put the ball in spots no one else can really put it at, man. He has great lob ability. Like I said, great leader. I mean, there's so much to his game. He's tough, man. He plays usually mostly every single game, too. I mean, besides that 1 year he tore his fibula, he's played in 10-plus games every single year. So, yeah, man, Dak's an absolute dog. And it's exciting to see what he's going to do, especially when he gets into the twilight years of his career. Coming in at this number 5 spot, we have Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert, he's an interesting player because he absolutely plays phenomenal, but he loses a lot. He does not win a lot of games, especially with this team, dude. His team sucks now. His team is absolutely awful. They really got rid of everybody, bro. They actually got rid of all his receivers. I think his number 1 receiver is Quentin Johnson now. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he can do. This is really gonna be a testament of how good he is. Last year he played in 13 games. He threw for over 3,000 yards, a little over that. 20 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. The year before that, he threw for 4,700 yards, though, and the year before that, he threw for 5,000. He throws for a lot of touchdowns. He throws a decent amount of picks, though. But Justin Herbert really is an interesting player to watch. His arm it may be the best arm in all football. Him and Josh Allen, those two are the best arms in all football. That's just actually electric. I've seen a video of him on his pro day. He threw the ball 65 yards standing still. He didn't even move. He took maybe one step. 65 yards. That's absolutely insane. He does sometimes get a little wild with the ball, though. But, man, whatever he does with that, he absolutely makes up with his great throws. He can put the ball in some pinpoint spots sometimes. And sometimes you're questioning yourself, like, what the fuck? I'm not going to curse, but you can question yourself and be like, man, what the hell was that? Like, look at this play that just showed. Like, you would not think Justin Herbert was like that. Justin Herbert is like that. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do with this new offense, new team, and new coach. But we will see in the next season. Coming in at this number 4 spot, we have Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, in his 4 seasons, has had 2 season-ending injuries. And he's already 27, going into 28 next year. But when he's healthy, man, he's an absolute stud. In his 2 regular seasons as he's fully played, he's brought a team to a Super Bowl and also had 12 wins. Absolutely fantastic. His best year, in my opinion, was probably, I would say, last year, 2022. Not last year, but he had 4,500 yards passing, 35 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. His QBR was a 60, and he had 100 rating. He had an absolutely great season. And, I mean, honestly, Joe Burrow's a great quarterback. His arm is absolutely fantastic. What he can do is absolutely amazing. Him and Lamar Chase, absolutely great duo. And they can do so much together. They're absolutely fantastic, man. His long ball passes are absolutely amazing. He has great accuracy over the middle. He can take hits. He takes a lot of sacks, to be honest, though. But his accuracy is absolutely fantastic. He really can throw dots wherever. And Joe Burrow, man, great player. It sucks to see him hurt so much. But when he's on the field, he's easily a top 5 quarterback. Coming in at number 3, we have Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. He's a 2-time MVP. You know, he won one last year. Crazy, man. He is going to become a Hall of Famer easily. There's one concern is being able to stay healthy. I mean, because he takes a lot of hits when he runs the ball. But last year, he ran for 828 yards on a 5.5 average yards per carry. He also threw for 3,678 with 24 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He also ran in 5 more touchdowns. You know, he was definitely a little smarter. He didn't run the ball as much last year, you know, compared to some of his other seasons. In his first MVP season, he ran the ball 176 times. This year, he ran at 148. You know, I think Lamar needs to start being a little more smarter, stop taking less hits. But besides that, he's an absolute stud of quarterback. You know, his one thing is his deep ball accuracy is all right. But besides that, if he gets you and beats you 10 to 20 yards, he will beat you every time. You know, he has a great middle accuracy arm. And his highlights are just so amazing to watch because when he does hit those deep balls, he hits the deep balls. Sometimes he'll overthrow them or underthrow them, but, man, he makes some great plays. He's also, you know, the fastest quarterback in the NFL. He runs a 4.40, absolute blazing speed. He can beat you either way on the ground or in the air, and it makes it so hard for teams to game plan against him because he's such a dynamic playmaker that he can really do anything that he wants. He's so fun to watch, too. I really love watching Lamar Jackson besides when he plays the Dolphins because he absolutely slaughters us. But, absolutely great player, and that's why he's at this number 3 spot. Coming in at this number 2 spot, we have Joshua Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen is just a winner, man. He has won almost every season of his career. He's almost led his team to the playoffs. He's played absolutely great, too, man. He has an absolute fantastic arm. Last year, he threw for 4,306 yards. 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. The 18 interceptions are a scary stat. He does tend to throw a lot of interceptions to get loose to the ball, but man, he can rip it. He will absolutely throw that ball, and he will sling it a country mile. He also ran for 524 yards. He's a dynamic player on the feet. He also ran for 15 touchdowns last year, but he took 24 sacks. Crazy year, man. Crazy year. He is just crazy to watch. He's a crazy player because you never know what you're going to get. Some games you're going to get Josh Allen that's on the money that will hit every single throw. And some games you're going to get Josh Allen that, you know, is missing his shots, missing his deep balls, throwing picks to the other team. He's very wild with the ball. He will try and fit it in tight windows. But, man, that's what makes him so exciting. That's why he's number 2 on my list. He just has an absolute cannon of an arm. Such a fun player to watch. He's a little risky, though. Plays very risky. But I'm going to be very interested to see what he can do next year. If he can lead the Bills to Super Bowl. Because the Bills have never won a Super Bowl. And I feel like the time is going, man. He's 28. He has to win one soon if he's going to win one. But it's going to be very interesting to see if he can, you know, especially since they just traded Diggs and lost Gabe Davis. Alright, guys. At this number 1 spot, it shouldn't even be a question who's at number 1. It is Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes, man, he has just been absolutely electric ever since that first year he started. He is just amazing, man. He's 28. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, a 2-time MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, 2-time First All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, led the league in passing touchdowns twice, led the league in passing yards once. You know, he has a career playoff passer rating, minimum of 150 attempts. Man, I mean, there's so much good stuff about Mahomes. He's a 2-time MVP, like I said. He always wins. You know, last year he threw for 4,183 yards, 27 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. You know, not his best year in standards, but he did win a Super Bowl. He went back to back, which has to be a great feeling. He's going to try and win 3 in a row this year, and he's just absolutely amazing, man. His arm is just out of this world. His ability to create on the run is absolutely fantastic. He can move, he can throw it on the run. It's just absolutely to see. He has those no-lookers, man, and he makes players better than they really are. Last year, he won with no real receiver one, just relied on Travis Kelce, and it was crazy to see, man. He's just absolutely fantastic, and it's insane to see a player this good. But that's going to wrap up the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please drop a sub, man. We are so close to 400. I really would appreciate it if you guys could. You know, I put a lot of effort in these videos, and I really do appreciate it, guys. I appreciate every single one of you who clicked on this video, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. It is your boy, Asalman, and I am out.